I'm gonna ride you till you can't stand up. Come on, let's go down.
Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. Here's Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Yeah, all right. Phone number for is it a new mic or something? It's just me. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew, board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. How are you, Drew?
I'm good. Your voice sounds better. Your voice sounds better than average. So.
Yeah, something's going on. I'm being filtered somehow. My voice is being purified. Anyway.
What if the content will follow equally? Now my voice sounds weird.
Yeah, I doubt that.
All
right. I'll tell you what we'll do here. As a matter of fact, all Westwood One programming should work this way. If any of the powers that be from Westwood One are listening, here's a proposal, and I'm not being facetious, because Engineer Mike came in here all bent out of shape a couple of days ago because I've been going on my small tirades against Westwood One and their facilities. And when I say facilities, I mean like facilities, like when someone says, would you like to use the facilities? They pass Engineer Mike in the hall and they give him a bunch of crap because he is the only vestige of this show.
Yeah.
He is an appendage of this show that is stupid enough to wander down the hall in front of the brass there. But here would be my suggestion for Westwood One and all the shows that they run on this fine network. They should start each show instead of, how most radio works. You start clean, you start at 8 o'clock and it runs to 10, then maybe another show from 10 to midnight like our show. They ought to start them about quarter to 10, 10 to 10.
For a technical run.
That's right. Rehearsal. That's right. We could dedicate the first 10 minutes of each show to actually just working out the technical bugs. Because radio is a relatively new technology, Drew. It's only been around 85 years or so, or maybe 100 years. So Marconi'd be rolling over in his grave if he could speak to the Westwood One folks. All right, enough about the people that employ me. What is no guest tonight? All right, good.
Yeah, it is nice.
That means more fun for me and Drew and more callers. That would be you. Next week we have, what the hell? Natalia Seguli. Segluti. All right. Well, you're writing in lemon juice there, Ann. I can't read that from here. All right. Anyway, she's from Pacific Palisades, a real hottie. Stephen Baldwin will be in, Tyra Banks will be in, and Prodigy will not be in. That's okay. Screw them. We don't want them. Tom Arnold will then be in. So, it's quite a full plate, Producer Ann. It's quite a guest buffet Producer Ann has spread out for us. All right, some quick email before we get to the phones. This one is for me. This is from Lisa and David from Phoenix, Arizona. My boyfriend and I think Adam talks way too much here lately.
Hear, hear.
Ann, would you like to third that? Adam, you're a great guy, but maybe you should start taking more calls and talking less. All right, so
take that into account.
That's fine.
Why don't you put that up? Yeah. I can point at it when you start talking too much.
Please. And apparently they know me as a off the air.
Really?
I'm guessing. Well, they think I'm a great guy. They just don't like me talking. So, I'm not sure where I know them from. Maybe I went to high school with them or something. Drew, tell Adam to stop his constant bitching. He could still be pounding nails and crapping in a plastic outhouse. Not that he still does it.
This was Engineer Mike's point of view.
I think
nobody wants to hear you go on and on and on.
Hey, this is from Engineer Mike.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Listen, here's the thing. As I was telling Engineer Mike, and Mike has an agenda because he doesn't like getting beat up by the powers that be here at Westwood One when we're not around. But the deal is whatever happens, happens. When the mic craps out, when the mic then works again, we talk about it.
I suppose.
Because that's how it goes. All right, here's one from, Justin. Why did you have to piss off Gwen Stefani? I thought Adam was pretty cool till then. Drew, you're cool, and you used to work with my dad. I guess he sold peyote, too, in college. Anyway, I just wanted to say, why do you have to be so stupid, Adam? Oh, it's a banner email day. Listen, the whole no doubt thing we've went over 1,000 times. I essentially said nothing. They copped an attitude. They're all nice people, I'm sure, but they don't want to come back on the show. And because they don't want to come back on the show, I'll not have them on the show. They're forbidden from the show. It is like me forbidding Cindy Crawford from ever giving me oral pleasure.
Right.
I'm just going to beat her to the punch. I'll have a proactive
defense.
Yeah. Thank you. And the last piece of email coming from... I don't know what the hell. Everyone's got a weird name these days. Oh, this is Renee. Just the Crown Royal sack is back. Thank you, Engineer Mike. Take it easy with the community college jokes. I'm a fairly intelligent person. I could get into most Big Ten schools, but I'm not smart enough to get a scholarship. My friend... Oh, so she can't afford it, apparently. My friends and I take crap every day for going to City College. We don't need to hear it on a show we really like to listen to. Well, that's kind of a backhanded compliment. Now that is off my chest. Yes, Adam, I said chest. I want to say that I really enjoy your show. Dr. Drew is studying psychology and drug addiction, and Dr. Drew's a great role model for her. All right.
Go ahead. You finish.
Let me say this about community college. There are a handful of people, mostly Asian, who are going to community colleges who have an academic agenda.
Right. And those people, interestingly...
There's like 4 people out of the several thousand community colleges spread out over this great land of ours that are actually going there to study.
Those people, by the way...
Not including the faculty, by the way.
I was thinking about this the other day. People I knew in medical school and beyond who had gone sort of that route tend to train forever. They tend to be the super academicians. They're so grateful at being able to do this. They tend to lose their liberal arts education because they never got that. They stay in these professional type trainings forever. They stay in forever. They become the researchers, the faculty.
They never get out of college.
Well,
That's
no,
what
they no. They
believe
become
me, I know what
accomplished.
goes on there. A lot of guys majoring in hacky sack, bong whittling, and granola bar snacking. A lot of guys playing intramural softball. There's nothing going on at these junior colleges.
There is that.
Here's what we should do. If we turned every junior college into a trade school / prison work camp, this would be a much greater country. Here's what we do, Drew. We take every junior college and we just turn it into, look, you either take woodworking or you take, you learn to weld. That'd be it. Or auto mechanics. Boom.
But
this country right back on its feet again.
But your element was
not a bunch of guys taking human sexuality. I took human sexuality in junior college. Today we got a transvestite's going to come in and answer some questions. That's a good use of the tax money. When'd you get your penis lopped off? That's a transsexual, Larry. You really should have been here yesterday and studied the course outline. All right. Oh, please. And 20.
Hi.
Hey.
I got a question about birth control.
Yes.
Okay. I started on birth control. I did the pill when I was like 16 or 17, and that didn't work out. I kind of had what they called a mini stroke.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not good.
What pill were you on, do you remember?
I think it was a something.
Do you have any history of migraines?
I don't think so.
Okay.
They sound pretty good for a mini stroke.
Well, transient ischemia, reversed.
Like a weird vision thing and pain in the shoulder and stuff like that.
What do you mean reversed?
Well, it's called transient ischemic event. Is where a reversible ischemic neurologic deficit, where people have a stroke that resolves. The blood's blood supply is reinitiated to that part of the brain that was cut off.
Well, that's all right then.
Okay.
But you don't want to be on the pill again. That's that.
So, but after that, I did Depo-Provera.
Yeah.
And I did that for probably a little over 2 years.
Yeah.
It was all right, except for I had like major mood swings and stuff, which could just be me anyways, because I have a history of that. But I stopped taking that like around probably October, and so I haven't been on anything, and I'm just now finally, getting back to being normal again. But I don't want to have children ever, and I'd like to have birth control that doesn't screw with your hormones.
Why don't you want to have children ever?
I just don't want kids.
Why?
No.
Why?
I'm going for the wallet already, Ann.
Yeah.
9 minutes into the show, I'm reaching for the backside.
Yeah.
And
Why?
it's not to scratch as usual. I'm going for the wallet.
Oh, for pretty much every reason there is not to have them. There's, of course, the pain, and then there's the financial.
The pain?
I don't want to be responsible for something like that.
What happened to you that makes that so difficult for you to struggle with?
Nothing. I don't know. I was raised by a single mom, if that's anything.
And that was a painful experience or a tough experience? Or?
No, I just saw what she had to go through to, raise a kid, and she had to dedicate her whole life to kids, which you need to do.
Where's your dad?
He's in California.
Where, did he cut out early?
Yeah, they were divorced when I was probably, 7 or 8.
You know what? I have mixed feelings about Ann saying this. On one hand, you think that's great. She knows what she's getting into with child rearing, and she's not up to it, and she doesn't want to do it. That's great. On the other hand, it's precisely the person that can look at things honestly and say that kind of thing that should be raising children.
Yes, we command you to have offspring immediately, Ann. No, it's true. It's true. It's catch-22 of rearing.
Yeah.
All right. Because usually we're talking to the cocky 15-year-old who says, I need 3 of them for cuddling.
But
give her a birth control.
What I'm exploring is whether or not it'd be appropriate for you to have some sort of tubal ligation or something which would more permanently affect getting fixed.
Yeah.
That is always available to you. There are lots of sort of experimental and newer means of birth control out there that you might want to explore. Barrier methods, intravaginal methods of various types. I hope.
What kind of intravaginal methods, Drew?
Like caps and rings and there are various things out there that people could try. And I hate to
Chachis.
I'm sure she could also consider IUD since her fertility is not a prominent issue for her.
But she's only 20, and I guess she's a little bitter, and she could be turned around 5 years from now.
That's right. So she needs to sit down and have a talk with her gynecologist and explore some other.
I'll tell you, Drew, if she saw those beautiful kids of yours and that beautiful wife, I gotta believe that it would be. Please get up off the floor, Drew. 180 degrees. Drew's wife called me today and gave me an earful. She monitors the show like the FCC. She was playing. She was reading excerpts from the log, from the transcripted log, from some of them ranging back as far as the fall of '84. So Drew's wife and myself had a lovely confrontational conversation on the phone today. Which, what does she listen to the show for? I cannot believe that she doesn't get enough of you at home, Drew.
I'm not home that much. This is the way we stay connected.
Can't you do something else to stay connected? It's way too much pressure on me, knowing that she's monitoring the radio that way.
Just tell her how much you care about her.
She's a lovely woman. Yes. I tell you, Drew. Anything happens to you, I'll snatch her right up.
A twinge of jealousy ran
my
through
talons.
me today. Listening to you guys talk, it was a little bit too lively.
Well, let me tell you what's going on with me and Susan right now.
It's one of those I hate you.
But there's a love-hate thing.
Yes,
it's very strong going on.
Very strange.
I'll tell you what's going on right now. I look at Susan, and she's quite a lovely blonde. I don't know, late 20s, mid 20s. What? She can't be older than 15, can she, Drew? But you started courting when she was still. You had to wean her off her mother's breast in order to take her out
to give birth to the trip.
But here's what's going on. I'm circling around like a condor, just circling slowly in the warm Santa Ana updrafts that collect here in Southern California, and I'm looking down at her like she's a field mouse. But I see you, and you're another field mouse, and you guys are sort of scurrying around a little bit. But the second you duck into a hole, or something happens to you, I'll swoop down with my powerful talons and grasp her up, carry her away, somewhere far, far away, somewhere that she can arrange because she's a travel agent. All right, so she's a fine woman. Is that fine? All right, now, Susan, turn the radio off. Jonathan, 23.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I have a quick question for you guys. It's probably more directed towards you. By the way, why are you getting slammed on these emails?
I usually pick the abusive ones out.
Oh.
There's usually like stacks and stacks and stacks saying, Adam, we worship you as our God.
Gotcha.
But I never pull those out because I feel it'd be a little self-serving, and that's not my style.
I think you're hilarious. Dr. Drew, you're pretty funny, too. My question is on oral sex.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
We're here.
Oh.
Try that again. Say your question is on oral sex.
My question is on oral sex.
Okay, Oral sex. Go ahead.
Thanks. Yeah, you got to kind of lead me on here. When I go down on my girlfriend, and I do it for 5 or 6 minutes, eventually she gets to the point where she says it's too intense and I have to stop. And what I really want to do is eventually, have her. I'd love to be doing that and have her have an orgasm, cause her to have an orgasm.
Right.
With my mouth.
But it's too intense.
Right, and I'm wondering what I can do to change that.
Well, I was going to say, Melrose Place starts at 9. You better get down there about 8:30 instead of 8:55. I'm thinking that's where the intensity call comes in.
No. I mean, listen. Two things can be happening. One is that it's too intimate, too uncomfortable a situation to be in for her. Some women don't like that, believe it or not. And the other is,
I wish I could meet one.
The other is he's not doing it right, and she can't tell him for some reason what she needs.
Well, here's the thing. Now, contrary to popular belief, I don't have a vagina. Yes, I do not.
This is an amazing evening.
I don't exactly have a penis, but it's certainly not a vagina. It's much closer to a penis than it is a vagina.
Right.
And I can tell you that I can picture having a vagina because I've been in touch with not only my feminine side, but a handful of women's feminine side from the Valley, mainly.
All right.
And I can tell you that I can imagine it feeling good and intense, but once you make it 5 or 6 minutes, it's not the intensity thing. I mean, if she stopped you in the first 30 seconds, thered be a weird intensity thing.
Right, it's too
That's like you take your tongue, you rub it on the roof of your mouth. It's weird, and you can only take it for about 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Or somebody does something, puts their finger somewhere, or tickles you, or does something that feels strange. You can only take it for a very short period of time. Anything you can take for 5 minutes, you could probably take for 15.
True.
What, Ann?
Logic is also
What, Ann?
I was just going to say, if you had a vagina, you would need some serious waxing.
I'd have to be dipped. Oh, could you imagine the look? Oh, I'd have to.
Yeah, they charge you double.
I have to bring like a vomit bag with me. Cause you wouldn't know where the vagina started. Well, why couldn't you just use my penis? I really, you really would never know. You'd have to bring some tissue and see where it's stuck. That's the only way you could find out where my vagina was.
You done? Ann, do you have anything worthwhile to tell us?
No, that's it.
Well, thank you.
All right, so...
well, no, wait a minute. Let's help Jonathan. So have you asked her why it's too intense, what you can do to make it better?
Yeah, she claims that it's great, but then it gets to a point where it's too intense and she just wants to have sex, which is fine with me.
Uh-huh. Has she ever had any problems? I mean, does she not want to orgasm with you?
No, she does.
She orgasms when you're having sex.
Right.
Oh, it's easier. All right, she's faking it.
That's a possibility.
Oh, it's a very, very strong possibility because...
Why would she say that, though?
Why would she say what?
That she's, if you're not having an orgasm, tell me and let's change the way we're doing it.
Well, because she cares about you. She cares about your fragile ego. She wants you to feel good about yourself, and she may be incapable of having an orgasm, in which case she does not want to go on for hour upon hour while you search in vain for her elusive orgasm.
It makes her feel inadequate and less worthwhile if she can't do that for you. She doesn't want to risk losing you, and the horrible reality is women are taught that they're supposed to do whatever they have to do to keep a man happy, so they keep him, which is ridiculous.
It's
ridiculous.
Thank you.
What's your advice to me?
All right.
Begin talking with her, and don't talk with her, in the throes of a passionate moment. Talk with her at some time when things are sort of open and communicating clearly, and it's not threatening to her.
And you know what? Next time you go down on her, don't wait till she tells you it's too intense. Go down there for a few minutes.
Start asking questions.
Do a little. Well, not.
Ask questions.
Yeah, okay, you can do that.
Yes,
but here's what I'm saying.
Ann says yes.
Exactly.
Ask questions.
Do you like this? Does this feel good?
Right. Oh,
That works every time.
that is
Because that opens it up.
that is fine. And like I said, you go for the Adam Carolla gruntometer, and you can't go wrong.
Nah.
No, because she could fake that too.
I know, but
I mean, you're putting it in her hands. If you say, "Is this feel good? Show me what you want me to do," then you're letting her guide you.
right.
And there you go.
But if she's a little pent up and a little self-conscious, she may not be able to explain what she wants. There's nothing wrong with trying to ask. I'm just saying, don't think she's going to go right there. X marks the spot. Now go to town like a schnauzer. It's not going to happen. Fine. I'm like in junior high today. All right. And here's what I'm saying. Go ahead and ask. That couldn't hurt. But next time you go down there, don't stay down there so long that she asks you to leave. Going down on a woman is like attending a brunch.
A buffet?
Do tell.
Well, what I mean is when you go to someone's house for a nice brunch,
You don't make a pig of
you don't
yourself.
hang out, you don't make a pig of yourself and then hang out all afternoon till it's about 7:30 at night and a guy comes out in a bathrobe and goes, I got to work early tomorrow. No, you eat, you have a nice time, you wipe your mouth and you excuse yourself and you move on. You don't wait till the host tells you to leave.
Let's go to break.
All right, but you people in Radioland know what I'm talking about.
Be courteous.
So women should do the same thing.
No, be
get
courteous.
Down there and then,
He's just saying be sensitive, be
No,
courteous.
Then
Be,
halfway through, just get
don't
up.
be intrusive.
Not you, no.
Honey,
Be careful.
No, stay down for a little while, do your thing, and then slide up and begin the lovemaking. Don't have her tell you, this is too intense, no more. Do that a little bit. Take some of the pressure off
Just
her.
in this guy's case, I mean, some women love it.
Oh,
when
yeah,
guys
no.
down there
Are you
for an
kidding? Most
hour.
women cut you off at the neck and bring you to work. All right. Is this on?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Now, Mike, you did something weird because now I can't hear myself at all.
I can't hear Mike. So.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, you know what? His
we're in delay.
His headset is on delay. I can hear it all the way in mine.
All right, we got to get out of delay, Mike.
Push
All
the
right.
top button over
Okay.
there.
All
There
right.
you go.
All right.
Better.
Oh.
That was terrible.
You had your headphones on last because you were yelling at me for turning them up too loud.
What the hell do I know, Mike? Listen, let me tell you something about your title. It's Engineer Mike. It's A-hole Adam. Engineer. That's the operative word in your name. You know, it's funny. I call Engineer Mike if we're out. We're standing out in the hall. Hey, Engineer Mike.
You
Engineer Mike.
introduced me that way at a bar. This is Engineer Mike.
It's kind of cool. It's not like Gay Mike or Wide Load Mike or Brain Dead Mike. It's Engineer Mike. All right, I apologize for that. I was in some sort of delay or something in my head, and I couldn't find my bearings. Anyway, phone number 1-800-LOVE-191, fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew, and it's back to the phones. We go, Jeff 14.
Hi, Dr. Drew,
Jeff.
is this a question for you?
Yeah.
Well, you know asthma,
I know asthma.
like inhalers. Well, I have severe asthma kind of, and I like would take these my inhalers, and I would like take many puffs, and kind of get like high off of it. It's like weird. I can't really explain it. I'd get high, and then I'd fall asleep, and like I would do this for a wide period of time, and what I want to find out
You
is
mean you would use the inhalers repeatedly?
Yeah, I
Just to
would
get high?
every night or once every 2 nights or not every
How many?
night.
Which inhaler are you talking about? Provental?
Provental?
Yeah. How many hits would you take?
I would take like sometimes it'd be like 20, 40, 50, I don't know.
Okay. You theoretically could cause a heart attack doing that.
Yeah.
Do you remember that model, Nikki? What's her name?
Yeah, yeah.
Taylor?
Nikki Taylor's sister, who died using an inhaler. She was
What a shame.
a different kind of inhaler. It was an epinephrine containing inhaler, which are much more
Tragic.
dangerous than what
It's
you
always
got.
tragic when someone good-looking dies.
It can cause a heart attack like right now.
If you do it 20 times. If you
Listen,
overdose
hold on.
it,
Sherry's
you're
got to
right.
put us on. It's tragic when anyone dies, but it's a little more tragic when someone good-looking dies.
Right.
Ah, come on. You know I'm right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jeff, are you good-looking?
yeah.
See, it'd be horrible. It'd be a tragedy then.
Well, I mean, could it affect anything I do right now, or if I like playing a sport and run a lot, could it affect anything? I mean, I've stopped for about 2 months, 1 month.
Well, it's out of your system in about 4 to 6 hours.
Okay.
I imagine even in that high a dose, it's out certainly within 8 or 12 hours. So,
Okay.
so it's it's not that big a deal in terms of being able to exert yourself the next day. It's when you're under the influence it can cause a serious problem.
All right. You done?
Done.
Good. Jim, 27.
Well, hello. I'm going to get straight to the point, if that's okay. I was on a blind date last Valentine's Day, and I was set up by a girl I really liked about 3 years ago. And when I met the blind date, I really didn't like her, but I felt it would be crude if I walked away from the date. So I took her out.
Yeah. Setups are very dangerous.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Setup, even the connotation, like I've said before, setup has a negative connotation. It's like when you watch a a gangster movie and they walk in an old warehouse. Wait a minute. Where's the drugs? Wait a minute. It's a setup, boys. Got to get out of here.
It was that. I mean, I didn't like her at all, but I ended up getting a hotel room because my home was 3 hours away.
Oh, no.
And I don't know why, but I ended up sleeping with her.
Oh, gee.
Totally out of character for me. I guess my only excuse would be hormones, but that's not an excuse. And
Now, but, Jim, have you ever slept with a woman because you felt that as a guy, it is your job to be a pig, and
that's what I was
that
thinking about myself.
I have slept with a couple of women who I didn't want to sleep with just because I realized they would be very upset because...
Oh, come on. That is ridiculous.
It's what?
Ridiculous.
Please
They would be
try to
upset.
fix that.
They would be upset if you were not attracted to them or you didn't like them. That would upset
That's
them. But
right.
you
And
did not...
I did get that impression from her, like, you know, if I rejected her, that she would be upset.
Yes, of course you would, but she's going to be more upset when you reject her after you've established a real intimacy with her.
But that buys you time.
Thus, here is the problem. She keeps trying to continue this non-relationship.
Yeah, now she's really upset. Now
Right.
You got a big
she
problem
considers
here.
me to be her boyfriend. And I've never told her I love her. She clearly understood that it was a one-night stand and that there weren't any
She did not understand that. Listen.
Tell that to the vulva.
Yeah, a woman understands if you sleep with her, you must be having at least comparable intimate feelings, and they just don't get the fact that men don't.
Yeah, but they don't want to sometimes because women will try to get you liquored up on occasion. Look, there are some women out there.
Is there a particular case?
Yes, there is a case. I went all the way to San Diego to have sex with someone I didn't want to have sex with.
Tell us about this.
Really hope she's not listening, but this is years ago. I was very depressed, and I was probably I don't know, 23, 24, and I met this girl with some other friends at Barney's Beanery, and I was attracted to her at the time, and she lived in San Diego.
You translate.
Did you have a few beers in
Yeah,
you
you were
at the time?
loaded. Yeah, translate. Okay.
Between the beers and the beans, I was filled with gassy love, and my head was swimming with alcoholic bliss. And we talked on the phone, and this is why I put the kibosh on this computer dating business, is because we started getting into each other over the phone. I was terribly depressed. My girlfriend had dumped me 6 months before, and I was still pining after her. Anyway, the point is some months later, I decided I was going to drive out to San Diego and spend the weekend with her. That ain't putting your big toe in the pool. That is just jumping in. That is doing a cannonball off the neighbor's chimney right into that icy, murky death.
Well, it's terrible because it was the first night I ever met her.
Well, this is basically the same thing that happened to me, and I showed up, and she answered the door, and I went, I want to go home. That's the first thing that popped into my head, and naturally she invited me in, and the drinks started flowing, and I made it out the first night because I got so drunk I just passed out, and we just passed out. And the following morning, I got up, and I said, I got to get back to L.A., and her friend said, she took the day off work just so she could be with you. And I went, and I started turning into a big sucker, like, or a big heel, like when Fred Flintstone would pull some, screw around with Wilma. And she was looking so forward to you being, okay, all right. And
There's almost peer pressure. You run into that.
That's right. So I stayed that night. And immediately just got right back on the booze and had some of the worst sex she's ever had. I gave her the best 45 seconds of her life she should have gone lesbian after that. I mean, you've never had such sloppy, pitiful lovemaking in your entire life. I was really horrible.
You're depressed.
Listen, when I'm inspired, I'm not good. Now drunk and uninspired...
Well, unlike yourself, I guess I've got one redeeming factor here is the fact that I don't want to hurt her.
I didn't want to hurt her. That's why I slept with her, Jim.
So what I'm trying to do is...
This is an interesting corollary to the male mind. It's pathetic.
Well,
Both of you are saying the same thing. I'm not saying you're doing anything different than any other guy does. But
I've tried to give her some hints, though, I mean, like I've told her I don't like feeling trapped. One time she said that, she acted like it was an honor for me to have her, and I kind of laughed.
All right, Jim.
I'm trying to run a business here, on my website at www. But it's
jerk
she's
off.
trying to interrupt my work during my calls and stuff. I don't know.
All right, listen, Jim, tell her no on certain terms, and then never return a call, never have a conversation with her.
That'll hurt her, though.
No matter what, it's going to hurt. The longer you wait, the more.
Listen, when you get a kid vaccinated, it hurts them, doesn't it, Drew?
Yeah.
But in the long run.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, and guys do sleep with girls because they feel badly. I swear to you, because Ann, I know you're not from this school.
What?
I know you've led a pretty pristine life sexually, but here's what I'm saying, and yeah, I guess Sherry. All right, I'm not going to Sherry's past, but the point is this. You know, she makes her own clothes. You give Sherry like a doily and a couple curtain swatches, and she comes back in the next day wearing it. It's an amazing woman. She's a real pioneer. Except for the tats, she's a pioneer. But here's the deal. All right, come on, Sherry. You know I'm kidding. All right. When a woman really throws herself at a man, and not that you ever would, Ann, because you're way too demure for that, but there are many women out there who will just throw themselves on a guy. And when you really throw yourself on a guy and make it clear in no uncertain terms that you want him, and you want him in a bad way, and you want him tonight, and that man says, no thanks. Not no thanks, I got a girlfriend. Not no thanks, I'm married. I'm in San Diego. I'm sleeping on your bed. No thanks. That is a tremendous slap in the face. I mean, you'll never get over that.
So what? You sleeping with her and then not ever calling her, that's a slap in the face. It just makes it more difficult. It's going to be difficult at some point.
Yep.
All right. I say chivalry is not dead, and there's still men out there willing to sleep with women on the first night. But you guys beg to differ, and that's your opinion. All right, Drew, sell the hell out of the next call, please.
We're talking to Dan, who broke up with a difficult girlfriend 2 years ago, still troubled by it.
What was the... Hey, Engineer Mike, you gave me the finger there, and then you gave me the delayed finger. What's this move? We got to get a camera in this studio. I know it's the world's worst radio, but it'd make a great TV show if they put a camera in here. You know what I'm talking about, Engineer Mike? You give me this move.
I was pointing to your microphone to show everybody which one wasn't working before.
All right, well, don't do it in such a like you're doing rhythmic gymnastics next time. Did you see that thing?
You never listen to me anyway.
I know, but I'm watching your finger and smelling it on occasion.
I think you're actually hurting Mike's feelings. Finally,
I'm
he's
sorry.
really upset.
I know. I'm driving him over the deep end. Mike broke up with his girlfriend, so he's been on edge for the last couple of months, and he's drowning his sorrows in scotch and reefer, and now he's getting an earful from the Westwood One people every time he goes down the hall, and he's really this close to coming in with just a shotgun and taking everyone out in some sort of
pushing on him.
Yeah. All right. Nothing but hey, maximum respect for Engineer Mike. All right? And if anyone's out there has any qualifications, like send a resume, that'd be fine. Dan, 21.
Yes, how you doing, guys?
Good.
Hello, Ann. Is Ann there?
She's not listening. Yeah,
Oh, great.
Are they showing? What are they showing each other? Look at that.
Well,
Like nail color polish.
It's Thursday night's jewelry exchange night here on Loveline, where producer Ann gets together with the phone.
Oh, she
now
does.
now she heard me. All right, go ahead, Dan.
all right. I broke up with my girlfriend a couple of hours ago. I don't really have to worry about her hearing this because the Chicago version's over about an hour ago. But, I mean, I really cared about her, and she was raped, molested, and her parents don't support her at all. She has 3 jobs this summer, and she has to pay for her own schooling. And I've been going out. I went out with her for about a month and a half. I got to the point where I thought, and I told her I loved her. I lost my virginity to her, and now today we broke up. And although I think it's for the better because she's been so busy. I mean,
Why'd you break up?
Well, actually, I guess you could say she dumped me, but
Why?
it was because she said she couldn't find herself. She wasn't happy with who she was.
Yeah. Why do you think she really broke up with you?
She must have. She was like at the B. Daltons that day and picked that off the cover of some self-help book.
I don't know. I could believe her. I see the way her parents are.
Was it the kind of thing where she was always demanding more and more and more of you in terms of
No, not at all.
proving that you really care about her and taking care of her?
No, I don't think so. I took her to a Bush concert. I've made her dinner. I made her breakfast. and she knows that I could be a good boyfriend, but she said she didn't want to drag me into
All right,
it.
well, hold on, Drew. You're going nowhere.
Well, how long are you
Back
guys
here.
together?
A month and a half. Please,
Yeah.
pay attention.
Why does it say 2?
You should not be reading the screen, as I don't. I don't know why. The screen says broke up with problem-ridden girlfriend 2 years ago and is still having a hard time.
Well, I'm having a hard time, but it wasn't 2 years.
It was tonight.
Well, 6 weeks, 2 years. In terms of the Earth's calendar, Drew, that's nothing. All right, listen, Dan.
Okay.
She has had a very difficult past, and that means her present and future is going to be difficult, especially in relationships.
I agree.
Somebody who was raped, someone who was abused, someone who comes from this type of family is salvageable, but it takes work. It is a project. And when they're young, how old is she?
20.
20. She is maybe just at the beginning of a lot of years of hard work before she can be a good partner in a healthy relationship. Now, I know you're upset, and I know you have your issues, and I know she took your virginity and whatnot, but you have to respect her. You have to listen to her. There's no way you're getting her back by pressuring her, and ultimately, she probably did you a favor because you would have been in for a tough, long road to hoe.
Yep.
Oh, I agree with everything you just said. I feel the same way.
All right, so you're good then. Good. Go on and be healed.
And be careful next time when you take on giant projects. That's either going to be a terribly chaotic ride or painful, ultimately with a loss, because somebody, if you are able to maintain and be giving to somebody who is not able to receive that, it's painful to them, and they will keep demanding more and more and more and more until you fail.
That is like raising the Lusitania and restoring it.
Yep, yeah, it is.
Be prepared. It's going to be life's work. Bruce, 38.
Yeah.
Listen, you're going to date anybody? Here's the deal, Bruce. I don't care what your question is, but I'm guessing you may date at some point in your life, at some time. You look at the woman, you say, "Hey, I saw your dad today," and see what the reaction is. Oh, that's great. What'd he say? You're in good shape. If that son of a bitch is out of prison, I'll kill him. That means trouble. And likewise for the girls and the boys about the mom. I should say, ask the boy what he thinks of his mom. There's your answer. Bruce?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Not much. I had a question for you.
Yep.
My girlfriend and I, we've been experimenting with fruits, and we were kind of wondering if any fruit would be any problem to her, give her an infection or anything like that.
Certainly it's not anything you're putting in there is going to potentially cause yeast infections and upset the flora there and cause vaginitis. It's not a good thing, but there's nothing specifically wrong with that I can think of.
And what kind of fruit?
Well, right now, bananas.
Uh-huh. Let me ask you, if you ever put like a banana and an orange in there and then punch her in the stomach and have a smoothie come out of her ass?
No.
That would be something to experiment. Now, that's an experiment.
Good night, Bruce.
Wait a minute. I'm not done with Bruce. Anything other than bananas?
Not right now, no.
Uh-huh. Do you peel them?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
And do you, eat the banana?
Kind of like a tug-of-war thing,
Yeah.
She got real good muscle control, so.
Oh, really?
Tug-of-war thing,
Really? But, she could, and then well, wait a minute. Where's the other, who are the French battling here? Is it the mouth tribe or the butt tribe?
The hand tribe.
Or the hand tribe?
Mouth versus her.
You put your mouth down there?
Yeah.
All right, so she puts the banana in her.
Yeah.
Then you put your mouth down there.
Yeah.
And then she clamps down.
Yeah.
With the force of 1,000 women on that banana.
Something like that, yeah.
Here, let me explain the danger here. And this is very real. If she has this kind of control, if she has control like a Filipino stage dancer, she could at any moment, especially if she sneezed or hiccuped, shoot that thing out. It would go right through the back of your neck.
Yeah.
You ever think about that, Bruce?
Yeah.
How'd you explain that to your parents?
I don't know.
All right. All right. So you then eat the banana until you get to her.
Yeah.
I'm not into mixing the food with the sex. I never did get into that. That whole whipped cream and, strawberries.
Don't like whipped cream either.
You don't use whipped cream?
Never.
Just the banana?
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you just break down and get yourself a vibrator?
Because it'll break out your front teeth if you do.
I guess I shouldn't have asked that question. But listen, I don't know. Someone call in tonight if you're into this. I'm not into this. I don't like the food with the sex at all.
I did not pick up how he said vagina.
Did he give the vagina?
Didn't.
Bruce?
Yeah.
Say vagina.
Vagina.
All right. See?
Almost.
No, he wasn't close. Listen, I like to eat before sex, and I like to eat after sex, but not during sex. And if I do eat during sex, it's just me and the matzah. It's not like I'm going down and eating it out of. I don't. Here's my policy. I don't eat stuff out of people. That's it. I don't have grapes shot out of people's butts into my mouth. I don't eat bananas out of vaginas. I don't have people, regurgitate things. I don't want someone to put like some kielbasa under their arm and have me nibble it out. I don't eat stuff off of stuff. I use like a paper plate and a napkin. Like a civilized human being.
Quite civilized, I must admit.
Thank you. Sometimes I use the good paper plates, the real stiff ones. Randy, 29.
Hi, nice to talk to you guys.
Good to talk to you.
First of all, Adam,
yes.
I want to tell you who I think you look like.
Okay.
Everyone was talking about, who you look like.
We get the Gilbert Godfrey, which really is not fair.
I don't really see that myself.
The man is all of 4'2".
Yeah, and you're a big strapping man.
Now you're talking, Randy. Go ahead.
Anyway, I have thought for a while that you look like that doll in the Nissan commercial.
Oh, really?
The Joe doll guy that falls out of gets in the car and drives it around.
Now, this is very ironic, and I know the ladies are. Yes, I have a good laugh in there, Sherry. Look at her.
She's losing it.
I sit here and yammer on night in and night out. I've never seen that kind of reaction out of her. And some guy calls in and say I look like
abusing her tonight.
Jag off Joe, and she's rolling around on the floor. All right, here's what's ironic about that. Remember I've been blabbing about that CBS thing I did?
Right.
Did you see that, Randy?
Actually, no, I didn't get to see that.
One of the segments in that was I went to the Will Vinton Studios in Oregon, in Portland.
Right here.
Is that where you're calling from?
Yeah.
Right. I went down to the Will Vinton Studios. I interviewed the guys who made the dolls and who did the commercials, and I did a whole remote edited bit on how that commercial was made. And there was pictures of me holding the doll up next to my head, the rugged adventurer Nick doll, and doing things with my eyebrows, and I did kind of look like the guy.
Wow.
So same hair at least, same nappy hair and
in your
brows.
mind anyway. So yeah.
I'm telling you, Drew, I should have taped the show.
Did they show it on the show?
Yeah, they showed it on the CBS thing.
Dang.
So it's kind of bizarre that you bring that up because, anyway, it's weird for me.
Well, it's odd that I never saw it.
Right.
When I first saw you on the TV, that I was trying to tell my friends who listen to the show what you look like, and that's the closest thing I could come up with.
Well, it's just ironic that there's another TV show where I held that thing up right next to my head.
And I know the woman who painted the faces.
And said separated at birth.
You did?
I swear to God.
Wow.
If you'd taken the time to watch your partner on television, then you'd know as well. But I guess you were busy that Friday night. All right, Randy.
Yeah.
We got to go to break. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, but here's what we're going to do, because we really want to get to your call.
Okay.
Do we want to do that?
Yes, we do.
All right, we're going to go to break. We're going to come back.
It says your question is you broke up with a pregnant girlfriend.
And we'll find out.
Is that right?
Yeah, basically.
All right, we'll find out why Randy did such a dastardly deed after this. Well, we've not cleanly made it in or out of break tonight, Drew. And Engineer Mike was so hyped up that time. He gave me the big... his fanny got out of his seat by at least 3/16 of an inch, and he gave me the big point, and then I started talking to the mic, and...
then he turned the mic on.
Then he turned the mic on. I'm being gaslit here, I'm sure. All right, Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191, fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew, not the love doctor, not a counselor, not your friend. A board-certified physician and an addiction medicine specialist. He is an internist. An internist is just the same as your family doctor.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah. Not quite as good as the Family Guy, but
It's a little
around.
different training than Family Practice.
All right. Let me just say that coming up next week, Stephen Baldwin, Tyra Banks, and Natalia Coletti, Cajuli, Segluti. We had her on the TV show. She's she's 18. She's dark-haired. She's just has that olive skin. You remember her, Drew? Oh, for Christ's sake. Wait, can't you just go along with this for a second? You remember her, Drew?
Yeah.
Yeah, really good looking.
Yeah.
A vision. 18. So good looking that you wouldn't want to even rub any of your stink on her. She's pristine. She's like a porcelain clown. You just say, is
she going to show up too?
Yeah, maybe Brittany will come out.
Oh, jeez.
Bring that gay boyfriend of hers.
Oh.
Bring me some baked goods. Oh, I tell you. Oh, between that Brittany Powell and that
She can bring me
Natalia.
a little birthday present.
Oh, that's right.
Ooh.
All right, Brittany, if you're listening, my birthday is, when is it? Tuesday?
On the
Monday?
27th, Adam.
All right. Brittany should come down, and
Tuesday. She can eat Stephen Baldwin that way.
That's right, and we should have a little celebration.
Did we do the break?
No, and we'll be back in 10 seconds. All right, the show's Loveline. Drew and myself, Adam Carolla, are back, and here we go. Huh? Yeah. Randy, 29, yes.
Randy, whom we just were talking to.
You broke up with your Prager's girlfriend.
What's the deal with that?
Well, I guess it's kind of like the story of that guy they called before last, but basically we had been seeing each other for about a year and 5 months. Admittedly, I was pretty naive when it came to relationships. I hadn't really had any. And
You're 29.
Yeah.
Why not?
Just my personality is not conducive to meeting the women.
What does that mean?
I'm just real shy and nervous around women, and
Why?
I don't know. I just always have been.
Uh-huh. You're not a confident guy?
I am now. I wasn't.
How'd you meet this girl?
Well, we met kind of a set-up deal.
Isn't it interesting how guys need that one triumph to get over some of that?
Yeah, but you know what? I thought I needed that one triumph to get over that because I was always a weird, shy, guy with the ladies and everything. And then I had my one triumph, and then my one triumph dumped me, and then I went right back to Zerosville. I was a mess.
Below Zerosville.
Yes,
Yeah.
a sub-zero.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Drew. Let me write that down.
Because there is that abandonment stuff that starts coming out after you make the connection. That's probably what you're defending against in the first place.
All right, so Randy, she's pregnant right now?
Yeah.
And why did you leave her?
Well, it was kind of a through our whole relationship, it was kind of off and on because we once in a while we'd break up. She'd decide that she didn't want this to happen, and another problem was that I was not really involved with her family because she had been just separated from her husband, and she didn't really want her family knowing about me, this type of stuff. And
So she was married.
The whole time. Yeah. Married, but separated.
Married.
Yeah.
All right, how old is she?
She's just a little older than I am, 29.
Does she have other kids?
Yeah.
How many?
Just one.
All right, how far along is she?
She's, what time is it now?
She's going to have this kid?
Fairly soon. 3 weeks, I think.
All right, and do you want to be a part of the kid's life?
I would like to, yes.
Does she want you to be a part of the kid's life?
She wants me to be a part as a husband, whatever, that type of person.
She wants you to be married?
Yeah.
And you don't want to be married to her?
Well, I don't think us being married is a good idea.
Why
I
is
would
that?
be more than happy to.
Why?
Well, another thing came up recently was her religious thing, and
Ray, you don't have to talk in riddles. Just spit it out there. What is it that bothers you? Why wasn't this going to work out in your mind?
because of the past, basically, us going back and forth, off and on, her deciding that she didn't want to, include me in her life, and then, other than us, and then deciding that she would rather be with me than not be without me, and then later on.
All right, listen. You are like a Rubik's Cube
Riddle
that
me
got
this, riddle me that.
fell off the back of a truck and got ran over. We don't have the time or the wherewithal to sort through all this crap. Listen, Randy.
Well, I'm trying to explain why.
All right, but I understand, but the show's only a couple hours. I know you're in pain, and I understand you have a dilemma.
Okay.
But Drew has asked you 3 times, look, what's going on, or what do you want, and you keep going into these long-winded diatribes.
Okay, because of all these things that have happened, I just don't feel like I felt before.
Okay. All right. You got a bad taste in your mouth. The love is gone.
Your feelings have changed.
Your feelings have changed. All right. So then your job is to be a friend to her and a dad to the child.
Well, I told her that I want to do that, but
This is his child?
Yes, I'm guessing.
No, they went together 4 months, right?
No, 14 months.
Oh, 14 months.
Yeah.
This is your child.
15 months.
that's the other question is that
You don't even know that.
totally positive that it's mine.
So she's still sleeping with her husband.
She did once, yes.
All right, but it's probably your child.
Basically, we both think so, yes.
All right. I don't know. Then get a test and, be civil with her. Listen, all you parents, and you're only parents because you have kids. In God's eyes, you're still retarded teenagers yourselves. For Christ's sake, for the kids' sake, don't get into it with your spouse in front of the kids.
Oh, no.
There's so much of this going on. People just having at it in front of the kids, and the kid becomes a, baton in a relay race or a, it's like a rawhide chewing a couple of pit bulls going at it. Do not expose your kid to that. If you got a problem with your spouse, if your spouse is or your girlfriend or your concubine or your hooker or whatever it is you're dating these days, go into the next room and have a civil discussion, and then don't spread it all over the kid. The kid's going to get enough bad vibes just from being around. He or she doesn't need to hear the stuff coming through the walls. All right, so anyway, Randy, take care of the kid and try to keep things civil with her. And probably get a blood test just to make sure.
Yep.
Bob, 27.
Hello.
Hey. And Drew, start listening to the callers, please, with your...
I thought he said 4 months.
He said 15 months.
All right,
so it's nothing like 4 months. Bob?
Yeah.
You're only off by 13 months.
Yeah, I was calling. I was married for...
11. All right.
Start listening to the calls, man.
All right.
Are you going to listen?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was married for like 6
I thought
years.
there's only 10 months in a year.
Go ahead.
And the wife started having an affair and like left for the other guy, and she left the child with me. And everybody keeps on saying that eventually this thing's gonna like peter out. She's gonna find out that that's not everything she left for. Because I mean technically there was like no like confrontation scene. There was nothing really. I'd say
that she left you for.
Yeah.
That's worse.
Yeah.
It's worse. Do you hear me? See, here's the deal. When your woman leaves you because you showed up drunk one night and urinated on the foot of the bed, that means she's mad at you and mad at you for doing what you did, your behavior.
Yeah.
When they leave for no reason, you're screwed.
What did she say her reason was?
Eventually, after we had like seen a counselor, she said it was just because she wasn't happy. But
why wasn't she happy?
She can't say.
And what kind of stuff were you working on in counseling?
I just took my son to the counselor because, like I said, when she left, I wanted to make sure he was okay, and it wound up both of us going in and seeing him, and then he saw her separately.
Let me ask the question again. What kind of stuff were you working on in counseling when you were there?
Well, we really didn't like work on anything with the counselor. We just went in for like I guess a preliminary review or something.
Okay.
We never went to counseling. We weren't having a problem like that. I mean, me and her together. You know what I'm saying?
So things are good between you two.
Well, at least I thought.
All right. The guys always think this.
But at work, all of her friends were starting to get divorces and have affairs and et cetera. And so,
got infected by it.
when in Rome,
She has infection.
Well, so it's not her fault. You're saying it's a workplace environment.
I believe so, because she's been led around by other people that she's worked with
Right.
in other places.
Yeah.
She's even quit her job because her friend quit her job at another place.
Listen, Drew, do you masturbate excessively?
It's infectious. You're always doing it, so I must.
I know Engineer Mike has doubled down ever since I started working here, and I believe Ann has spent infinitely more time in the tub since I've started up here as well. So there are trends in the workplace, Bob. I can see some of the other ladies getting divorced, getting separated. She felt, what the hell? I'm happy, but I don't want to rock the boat here at the secretarial pool, so I might as well go for the divorce as well. Is that what happened, Bob?
I believe it is, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, you wanna take a gamble on her past?
I'd like to take a gamble on your past.
Yes, sir, we would. We'd like to gamble on your past.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, we are? All right, hold on, Bob. All right, what do you think, Drew? And listen, this house is costing me a fortune. Times are tight, as you know, Drew, and I really can't keep this up. I'm going to bring a bucket of change in here and just keep it at, oh, geez, that's $20. $5. All right, go ahead, Drew.
God, well, I need a little bit more about him. It's going to be some kind of an obscure dysfunction in the family. Like, mom's over-involved with him for a while and then abandoned him. Something along like those lines.
All right, well, you want to go with that?
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to manifest, though. I mean, it might even be something he's not even aware of, where she was like over-idealized him as a young infant, and then was just not available for him in any kind of real way after that. I don't think it's any overt dysfunction.
I'm going with that.
I mean, that's why. And by the way, that's why he needs the very dysfunctional wife.
Right. I'm going with too much Saturday morning TV. He's delusional. All right, now what makes you sort of delusional and living in a world of make-believe like Angie Babe?
Idealizing.
Idealizing
and being in denial and not being able to have any genuine connection with feelings.
All right.
It's sometimes more serious. It's narcissism. And
all right, I'm going with the families together and his families together, and he vehemently defends them and says they're Ozzie and Harriet style.
Oh, he will do that. I'm sure.
All right, well, that's my bet.
All right, you're going to win because he will do that.
Bob?
Yep.
All right, now what's going on? What's your family like? Mom and Dad.
Mom and Dad. Dad's deceased now.
Uh-oh.
Um.
Were they together?
Yeah.
They never got divorced?
Nope.
Uh-huh. And how were they together? How was the household growing up?
Pretty, I'd say normal because they both, worked, but, I don't know, once or twice Mom or Dad would fight.
Once or twice?
Yeah.
In general, would you say they got along well?
Yeah.
A qualified yeah or yeah?
Yeah.
What was your mom like?
As far as...
Just describe her.
What kind of woman?
Jeez, I don't know how to describe her.
Did you have mixed feelings about her?
I guess, yeah.
What didn't you like?
I don't know, I don't know, it just seems like she took more to my brother, I guess, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. So spent a little too much time with him and played favorites.
Yeah.
All right, I'm giving you your dollar back.
Yeah,
we're not getting anywhere with Bob. All right, Bob, listen to me. She's not getting divorced because one of the gals, one of the temps over in accounting has gotten separated. You understand?
Uh-huh.
It has nothing to do with the people she's working with. Number two, she's currently in another relationship, is she not?
Yes.
All right, then your relationship is over, and you waiting for her to come back is the worst plan I've ever heard.
What have your other relationships been like, real quickly?
Pretty normal, yeah.
Always with how many different women have you been with in your life?
I'd say 3 besides her.
3 girlfriends.
Yeah.
And did you ever have any confusion about your sexual orientation?
No.
Okay.
You're all man, are you, Bob?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, supposedly a sex life was all right. She always said that she'd be coming back if she ever left me for that.
Yeah, but her past was one of abuse, and for some reason you needed to create the kind of dependency where you felt that you were rescuing her from her horrible feelings, and what's happened, that's all backfired, and she can't tolerate the kind of closeness you were giving her, evidently, and she's sabotaged.
All right, but Bob, she is, can you imagine? Here's Bob's level of denial. The girls at the office made her get divorced. B, she's now shacked up with another guy, but don't worry, she may come back. Oh. I hate to be the delver outer of tough love, but please, Bob, and it's time for you to move on for your child's sake. Maria, 26.
Hi.
Hey.
You guys are great. I listen to you every night.
We're into you, too.
Huh? Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I was calling in response to the guy who called in earlier about going down on his girlfriend, and she said it was too intense.
Right.
And I wanted to give you a woman's point of view.
All right. I thought I provided the woman's point of view quite nicely.
No, I'm sorry, you didn't.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
No, that's the same thing with me, too. It's not that I don't enjoy it. It's really great, but it's just so sensitive that it's almost better to make love.
Really?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
how long can you tolerate the gentle caress of a man's facade?
Well, I haven't timed it, but I don't know. It's just like it's almost just too intense. It's just so much stimulation that it's almost too much. It's like past the point of feeling good.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I could cure you.
I don't know.
I have Novocaine in my tongue. Believe me. Women...
We've all noticed that.
Yes, either they... shut up. Oh, for Christ's sake. Either they pass out or I get that... have you started yet?
Well, it's also kind of a different kind of orgasm, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know.
Can you have them both ways?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, see, if you can have an orgasm through oral stimulation, then you're not in the same boat that this woman was in.
But I prefer to make love.
You do?
It's a better orgasm.
And you can have one that way, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your man must be walking around with his chest stuck out like Arnold Schwarzenegger, just prancing about like a peacock.
He's incredible. He's incredible. And I have some great advice for guys out there trying to satisfy a woman in bed.
Mm-hmm.
I was with a couple men before my fiance, and the first time we ever made love, he's the first one that ever asked me while we were having sex if I was close to having an orgasm. He's the first one that tried to time it with me, and that is the key to great sex. Communication while you're having sex so that you can both, kind of adjust yourself and get there together. Definitely makes women happy.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Most guys just go at it till they're, they've had their enjoyment and the woman's left hanging.
Well, what about letting you have your enjoyment first and then he has his enjoyment?
Well, we just kind of communicate while we're doing it, and it always ends up together.
Really?
Yeah, it's wonderful. If I'm ahead, I'll kind of back off, and he'll catch up, or vice versa, and it works out really well.
It's like, I'm picturing like them being on the same team in an auto race. You're drafting one guy and cutting off another and slowing down lapped traffic so that he can move in behind you, and you can both cross the finish line at exactly the same time.
Yeah, it's great. We've been together almost 7 years.
All right, I'm going to vomit now.
I'm sorry.
You understand?
But if more men knew that, more women would be happy with sex.
Most guys cannot control themselves, except for Alan Hamill, who's Suzanne Summers' husband, who does the Kegel exercises. Most men have no control. Here's how much warning I give to a woman. Oh, Jesus!
Oh, God.
That's the warning.
Bad.
That's my warning sign. Sure, you've heard the warning call, haven't you?
Now I have.
Let's see. Again, time this. Tell me how long this takes. Engineer Mike, you ready? Are you going to time this? Oh, Jesus! How long did that take?
0.08 seconds.
All right, that's how long you have, ladies. You got to act fast. All right. Brian, 22.
Yeah, last night, me and some friends were smoking some pot. And, I've been smoking since I was 12. And, last night I started, hallucinating. And, it was really weird. I got sick. And it's never happened before, and I was wondering why.
You mean you vomited?
Yeah.
Well, pot is an hallucinogen. And if you smoke enough of it or eat enough of it, you will hallucinate. It's that simple. It's just the quality of the marijuana.
He's been toking out since he was 12.
Are you a daily pot smoker?
What?
Are you a daily pot smoker?
Yeah.
Why, what must that be like to be 22 and have 10 years of a daily pot smoke under your belt?
Well, it's just something I started early.
All right. I see you're a man of conviction. What do you do for a living? Junior college?
No, I'm not. I dropped out.
Okay.
Didn't even get that far. Brian, look at your life. It's just so typical of people that get addicted to this drug that they have extreme difficulty completing
Well, how do we
tasks,
know?
functioning
Maybe
at
he's
school.
making 6 figures. What are you doing, Brian?
Heavy equipment.
All right. What kind of heavy equipment?
Loader operator.
Uh-huh. Would do construction sites?
Yeah.
Or? Okay. It's dirty work, but it pays pretty well.
Yeah.
All right.
They won't drug test operating heavy equipment?
That's just heavy. Yeah, you just have a 70 metric ton of I-beam hanging over 5 guys that are sitting on a stack of dunnage eating. Well, why should you be drug tested there? Brian, you've never had a mishap, have you?
No.
All right.
I don't
See?
smoke when I'm going to work.
Yeah.
It
but
still
wait a minute,
affects you,
I
man.
could smoke some shavings of your fingernails and get a nice buzz after 10 years of daily smoke.
Right. They've done a lot of studies on airline pilots, and even a single evening getting high will affect their function in a flight simulator for up to 2 weeks.
But let me tell you something. Oh, that is such crap.
That is not crap.
Oh, please, Drew. Let me tell you something. Guys who smoke weed on a daily basis
Become tolerant to some of that stuff.
Well, it's like saying, "Oh my God, I couldn't imagine being blind. How do you get around? Or how do you this? How do you that?"
It's like,
they just overcome.
Right.
They're amazing. They're fighters. Those pot smokers. They overcome huge obstacles, like the bong and the sofa to make it to the 7-Eleven and get more food. Brian.
Mm-hmm.
You've been smoking pot for 10 years.
Right.
God knows what that's done to you. So why don't you back off a little bit? Can you do that?
Yeah.
You think you can?
Maybe.
Do you do speed or alcohol?
No, I used to. I quit.
Yeah.
All right.
Is there alcoholism in your family somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's always the case in marijuana addiction. Always. I mean, I've seen maybe 2% of the time it's not, but virtually always.
Yeah. I'm thinking of my friends who smoke a lot of weed.
Yeah.
No, not in the family.
Oh, yes. Ask.
No.
Ask.
Ask?
Ask the question.
I have.
You know their grandparents?
Yeah, I dated one of them.
All right.
All right.
Let's go to break.
All right, smart ass. I read you like a book.
Hi, this is Clive Barker, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Uh-huh. I'll tell you what that is, Engineer Mike. I have said this on the show many times. The Brits mock us openly with their pronunciation because they put that stinking A where the R should be.
Carolla.
Thank you. They say water, right? They don't say water. They say water. And where else do they put the A in there?
ER is always A. ER at the end of a word.
Is an A. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other examples of finer and finer. Okay, bad example, Engineer Mike. But here's the point. When they have a golden opportunity to use an A, for once, they get to use their beloved A, like the name Carolla. What do?
Carolla, and
they put an ER at the end of it. Now, if this is not open mockery, I don't know what is. Listen, if you're so enamored with the A sound, if you love the A so much, this is a golden opportunity for you to use your beloved A. But no, we get the ER. Like when they say spa, they say spar.
Really?
Oh, yes. My English girlfriend and I lived in Santa Monica for a while. That's absolutely bizarre, and no limey can explain this away. Please, somebody, some linguist or somebody from England, please call and explain why they put the ER at the end of the when they see the A. Finally, you think they'd have an opportunity, you think they'd seize it. But anyway, I love that Clive Barker, and if I ever go gay, I'm going to Clive's house. Terry, 21.
Hi, guys. My problem's somewhat lengthy, but I'll make it as short as possible. About 2 months ago, I left a bad relationship. I lived with this person for 6 months, but I knew him for 5 years. I moved from Michigan to California under the impression we would live together but have a platonic relationship.
What?
A platonic relationship.
What?
Friends.
You were not dating before this?
No, we were just, friends.
All right.
Talking back and forth.
Right.
I knew he had feelings for me.
Did you know that at the time?
Sure.
I wasn't ready to get into another relationship.
You knew that at the time that he was wanted to be involved with you.
Right.
So you decided to just come in and move in with him.
Well, I wanted to go to California. He needed a roommate. He wanted me out there. We were good friends. I went out there.
Right.
Okay. Time went by. He kept pushing a relationship on me. Eventually, I gave in. I said, okay, we'll try this. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
It didn't work.
Well, I started making friends. He didn't like that. He had something to say about every person that I befriended. He started becoming extremely sexually compulsive.
What does that mean?
He was...
What does sexual compulsive mean?
You know, the normal male refers to sex a couple times during the day. With him, he was constantly talking about his penis. He was constantly making sexual references. He would masturbate on the couch in front of me when we were watching television. It was just, you know, we would be
bizarre. It's not sexually compulsive.
And he would ask me if I wanted to do it that night. It just...
He would F you.
Ask her.
She said F you. Every night he would ask you if you wanted to have sex.
Right.
All right. How old is he?
He's 26.
Uh-huh. And how often did you have sex?
About once in the evening, you know, before I went to bed.
Oh, really?
Right.
Hmm.
Anyway, he would go to work. He would call me 4 or 5 times from work to make sure I was home. He didn't like me going out.
Well, here's a guy who, even though you thought you're just being... all right, here's... first, there's a couple of mistakes you made. You knew the guy was into you.
Let's get the profiler out here.
You knew he was into you. Right. And you sort of used him in the sense that you're going to come out to California and you needed a place to crash. And you knew what to expect. And you knew the guy wasn't quite right just by virtue of the fact that he'd been pining after you for years. He's compulsive just in his relationship with you.
You are partially right. I have to give you that much. But it was just... He knew me going out there that I wasn't ready for another relationship.
All right, but this guy is not quite right. You know he's not quite right. And when you're telling a guy who really digs you and has dug you for a long time, listen, I'm coming out to stay with you, but forget about the but. You're coming out to stay. This woman who, you know, it's almost as if you're stalking somebody for 5 years and now they're coming to shack up.
Well, can I continue and explain to you what happened?
What happened?
We ended up having a big fight one night. I left for 3 days. When I came back, he had taken pictures of me as a child, had them blown up. They were all over the walls.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. At that point, I had been doing a lot of thinking. I told him, you know, this is not working out. I love you to death, but I can't be your girlfriend.
You didn't love him.
Relationship.
You didn't love him. You never loved this guy.
As a friend, I loved him.
Yeah, you didn't even like him as a friend. He just showed you a lot of attention and it felt good.
Not necessarily.
Oh, come on. Let's be honest.
Anyway, he told me that he would never let me go, you know. Basically, I stayed there for another 2 months.
Oh.
And I broke off all sexual relations with him. You know, we hadn't been sleeping together anymore. On my 21st birthday, you know, what you usually do on your 21st birthday, you drink. I got drunk, I passed out, and I woke up, and he was having sex with me.
The same gentleman who took pictures of you as a child, enlarged them, and plastered them all over the apartment, pulled this?
Yeah, and
I don't believe it.
So I left. The next day he was at work. I left. I went home to Michigan. Since then, he's been sending me crazy letters. Until we got our phone number changed, he's been calling, harassing me and my mother. We got our number changed. He's calling my sister now. He's calling my friends. The mail that I was having sent to my address in California is being sent back here now by him, opened. He won't get the hint. He's been told by me and my mother that it's over.
He won't get the hint. Of course he won't get the hint.
You know, and I just basically what I want to know is this considered stalking, and what can I do, especially over state lines.
All right. Well, first things first. You're not in the same state as he is.
No.
Which is a good thing.
Very good.
Second things first. This whole you guys have been great friends, and you made the mistake of sleeping with him, but you were great friends. Let's get that notion right out of your head. This guy never he had one thing in mind from the time he met you. He wanted to be with you. He wanted to possess you. Right?
That's it.
That's it. And as much as you'd like to believe that he just wanted to be friends and he respected you for your mind and this and that, he was obsessing over you. He's a compulsive guy. And
A disturbed guy
because he was able to sink 5 years of his life into this obsession. So, do not give him any kind of impression that...
there's any relationship.
Yeah, okay, let's just go back to being friends, or, I love you very much, but... No.
I haven't spoke to him.
Well, keep it like that. Nothing. I would report it to the police just so they have a record of what's going on in case he gets weird on you.
But how long is it going to take you to get your mail straightened out?
Oh, it's being straightened out right now.
All right.
And he knows where you live, right?
Oh, yeah, he knows where I live.
He knows who you are now.
But he's a loser. He's not coming out to Michigan.
I wouldn't put it past him. I really wouldn't.
Yeah, this guy sounds... wouldn't cost a lot more than blowing up giant pictures of her as a child. You know?
I bet he worked in some sort of film processing lab or something, though. Do he have some sort of connection?
No, he just hopped on over to Kinko's.
Really? All right. All right. Well, then that is trouble, then. All right. Terry, you've learned from your mistakes. This guy's an idiot. You get your mail straightened out. You change your phone number. And if you hear anything that sounds close to his voice, you hang up immediately.
Don't talk.
That's it. And you alert the authorities. But I assume that this guy will run out of steam if he gets nothing back. Because all these years you guys went back and forth, he got a little something back, even though it was a friendly thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All right. I think it'll work out. You're in a different state. I would feel all right. But,
Stay away.
Yeah, but don't have any kind of contact with this guy. Oh, people got a lot of energy.
But isn't it interesting how just some relatively innocent mistakes can just put people into horrible messes?
Yeah.
It's like she was just trying, she let herself get fed into this dependent relationship, and as opposed to standing up for what she really wanted right at the beginning. That's on the surface what she did. She didn't say, I really don't like this guy. I can't do this. She went, oh, okay, he really is into me. I'll go along with this.
Right.
A disaster.
But when you come home and the guy has the blown-up pictures of you as on your third birthday spread about, you don't hang out for another couple of months and then get drunk and pass out in front of the guy.
Dependencies.
I know.
Real dependent.
All right, listen, I can't pass judgment on anyone. I was an idiot when I was 20 or 21 or whatever, too. But the point is you're out of there, you're out of harm's way, and...
stay that way.
Stay that way. Thank you, Drew. All right, sell the next call, Drew.
No.
Okay.
I began to float up and away.
And that's Dr. Drew.
Hi.
And our job is to kid around a lot. But
yours is.
But radon gas is no joke. we should do some PSAs, Drew. All right, Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191, fax number. Screw you with the fax number. Back to the phones. Matt, 25.
Hi, I just want to call in about the argument 2 nights ago with Dr. Drew and Liam.
Mm-hmm. From the sneaker pimps.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I just thought I wanted to register a big kudos for Dr. Drew. Like, you guys don't seem to know a whole lot about gay people, but Dr. Drew seems to know more than Adam for sure, although it's kind of clinical. Like, it was great when the Hellraiser guy was in there, because he seemed to know from his own experience.
Clive Barker?
Yeah, that's right.
He's a great guy.
Listen, nobody knows more about the gay community than me, Matt. I'll have you know that I was anointed by the king of the queers to be the one heterosexual representative of the gay community.
Sure you were.
Absolutely. You think I'm kidding?
But I just want to say that Dr. Drew is right on, because that Liam guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I mean, like, too many people equate, like, being gay with drug abuse or whatever kind of, like, rebellious stuff he was talking about, and he just has no idea what's at stake.
It really is a shame.
Wait a minute, that wasn't his argument.
No, he was advocating social change and that everybody should stand up for themselves, just because how else are we going to change the prevailing sort of social environment? And I'm saying that it's so pathetic when people don't think about the individuals and the impact that a particular recommendation or the behaviors or their political positions are going to have on individuals.
The call was a 19-year-old calling from college who wanted to spring on his very religious, very oppressive, very stern father that he was gay. Drew and my reaction was that he should wait until he's out of college because his folks are footing the bill for his college and may very well cut him off.
That was yours. My position
Liam
was
was couching it as this whole like rah rebellion.
yes,
thing.
right, exactly. My
Doesn't work. You know that just doesn't cut it. Like,
well, it's right, exactly. It's a political position. There's no basis in reality for the human beings who are going through this.
and it's not even going to be like effective. I mean,
That's
I'm gay,
right.
and I've been out for like 4 years, and only within the last like 9 months out to my parents, and it worked out so much better to do that.
But what you needed, first of all, you needed clarity about who you were and what it meant for you to be gay. Secondly, you needed a support network of peers that you could fall back upon. And third, you needed to be in a less dependent position with your parents.
Yeah.
If you don't arrange all that before you go in, you're either doing it as a reaction to something, which Adam picked up on, that is, he was just going in to piss off his dad, quite literally, or somebody's enticing you to do it for reasons that are unhealthy.
Matt?
Yeah.
How's the Bahamian?
What do you mean? How? I wasn't calling because I.
All right, but just out of curiosity, is it intact?
No.
No, it isn't.
I've been out for a while.
No, I'm just saying. I now where the trend is turning, but I've talked to a lot of gay men, and they're just into the oral thing.
Well, there are others oral specialists out there, but you know.
Oh, and I'll tell you, I believe. I know I'm going to catch some flack here. I believe men are better at women at most things. I think they're better cooks. They could probably clean better. They could do almost anything better except for the whole birthing thing. So I believe. Now don't listen. I know Ann's got a puss on. Here's what I'm trying to say.
Actually, I'm just completely ignoring you.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's just a normal
It's not
puss.
even worth my puss.
But here's the deal. This is a bit of an athletic endeavor. This oral sex.
Right.
And I believe that a guy, once he's well schooled, like a guy like yourself, Matt,
right.
Been around the block a few times, been around the maypole, the fleshy maypole a few times, that you could probably do a better job orally than even an experienced woman. Would you agree with that?
I would be willing to take the test.
Okay. Well,
I don't know if I've, because I have been with a couple of women a while back, and I can definitely say I'm a hell of a lot better than they are, but I don't know if, how experienced they were.
All right. So you don't want to condemn all women because you're with a couple who may have been drunk at the time, for all you know.
There may be some people with some real technique out there. I could learn something.
Well, there certainly are some women to do that, but I'll bet you a gay guy who's had a lot of experience could really outdo a woman in the oral department.
Do you have any ideas about how? Get specific,
What do you mean, how?
Are you speaking from experience?
No, it's just a theory of mine. I'm guessing if you put a blonde wig on, I would get more pleasure out of you, Matt, than even someone as experienced as producer Ann, let's say.
Huh.
Okay?
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Matt. Now Ann has a puss on.
Ann, hey, it is Ann, 25.
Yes. Hi. Okay, my question is, I have been married for 6 years, and my husband chose to leave me for another woman. And since then, I've had a really hard time. We are going through a divorce, but I discovered that I'm very dependent or codependent, whatever the situation is.
Are you in therapy or something?
No, I'm not.
He's using a lot of carefully chosen words. He's chosen to leave me, and I'm so codependent. And
I've done a lot of thinking.
and reading, I suspect.
But
Are you reading a book like I'm Okay, You're So-So? No.
no, it's just my personality to analyze such things.
Okay.
But I went out to a club, kind of as, my husband was cheering me on. Oh, I have my woman. Now you go ahead and go find whatever you need. And I went to a club with good intentions, and I got drunk, and I haven't drank in the last 6 years. And I met a guy and ended up making out with him on the floor and giving him my phone number. And the next day, I ended up at his house, and we ended up having sex, which is...
It's funny, guys go over to people's house, women end up there. And I'm saying, guys, it's so funny, when a guy describes picking up a woman, he'll describe it as if it was a laborious chore and he did all the work and overcame. Meaning he'll say, here's how a guy describes it. I went out to the party. I slapped on a handful of Aqua Velva, and I went to the club. And then I met this chick. She was really hot. She was sitting across. I started going over. I slid a drink over to her, and she had that. And then she looked at me, and I went over and started talking to her. She didn't want to talk to me at first, but I gave her another drink, and before you know it, we're out on the dance floor. The next day, I went over to her house. Here's how a woman describes it. Before you know it, I was drunk, and I woke up in this living room.
One thing led to another.
One thing led to another. I'm 6 months pregnant now.
You know, it wasn't quite like that. Oh, anyway, we did end up having sex, and
A little vengeance sex, a little payback for hubby?
I guess because it wasn't meaningful in any way. He hasn't talked to me since, and I didn't expect him to.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never been with anybody but my husband.
Oh, really? Oh, you have been naughty.
The first for me to be with, and that's why I know that I'm codependent. I just don't know quite how to break the cycle, because I know my mother is also, so I don't know how to get into the social stream without going down the street going, oh, I wonder if he's single. Oh, look, he's good looking. I don't want to feel like I have to have a man.
Right. Yeah, so is your dad an alcoholic?
No, actually, my dad is a wonderful guy. He's a wonderful role model.
W.C. Fields was a nice guy.
Why do you say your mom is a dependent person also?
My mom and dad were divorced when I was just a baby, and my dad's always been in my life. He's always been there when I needed him. My mom has been remarried and divorced a couple of different times, and she's single now.
So
and
you're
she
saying
does the single thing, like she'll call the newspaper and
Oh,
state
that's
life.
great. Mom's embarrassing the hell out of me. Ma, take the tube top off, for Christ's sake. You're 57 years old.
Well, she actually has very high moral standards. She just needs a man in her life. She's desperately searching for a husband. And I don't want to be like that.
Yeah, you don't have to be. You're 25. There's nothing wrong with you. The only thing wrong with you is you question yourself too much. You're fine.
She's a very dependent person.
True. I'm trying to build her up here, for Christ's sake, in the 30 seconds we have left. Can't you go along with me?
How do you undo a lifetime of dependencies? It's not.
Yeah, that's a very good question. How do I undo this?
Oh, jeez. Honestly, more than we can handle on the radio.
All right, see, I was sending her off on a high note, and then Drew had to chime in with reality.
Yeah, let me see if I can summarize an entire,
All right, well, listen, we can't. Ann, I'll summarize.
Okay.
Get help.
Take it slow. A man is not going to correct you, even the right man. You understand?
Right.
Do not look to correct what is inside of you by something that is outside of you. There's a message.
Right.
That's a message I'm sending out tonight. Whether it be food, a job, a car, a relationship, or for a lot of people, Jesus Christ.
Or money or anything else.
Or money. Stop looking outside of you for objects to correct things that are inside of you. Right. Look inside of you for that.
And one of the ways that you can start to have the experiences of feeling what those things are that you might be avoiding is by remaining alone for a while and having the courage to experience those feelings and explore them a little bit.
All right.
That's it.
No. Shush, Drew. So always time for the listeners. JC, 17.
Hi, I just have a question. A year ago, I had 2 abortions, like right after another.
Right.
And I heard like this lady talking yesterday, some lady who had like an IUD.
Yeah.
Who she had 3 abortions.
Oh, on the this show?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah.
And it really scared me.
I thought you must talk somewhere, somebody.
Huh?
No, on our show we had an IUD call. Please,
I remember
try to pay attention, Drew.
Okay. Anyways, I'm afraid, does that lessen my chance of getting pregnant ever again?
Abortions can have that complication, but they typically don't, at least not 1 or 2. There's all kinds of things that could happen. It's a surgery. But provided that they went without any discernible complication, you should be fine, okay?
What's up? Why'd you get pregnant twice?
Huh?
Why'd that happen?
Because I'm stupid.
What happened?
All right.
Okay, it was kind of not really the first time for both of us. I had sex before that, one time before that.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess we thought the withdrawal method worked.
The withdrawal?
Yeah,
twice?
We're pretty smart.
You tried that twice?
Yeah.
What are you doing now?
I'm not having sex. We broke up.
They're doing the super withdrawal method.
Yeah, the withdrawal abstinence method.
All right. Well,
but you're going to get with a guy again, right?
Yeah.
And then what are you going to do?
I'm I'm going to get on birth control. Actually, after the second one, I got on birth control.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Condom still if you're with a new guy.
Huh?
Still condoms if you're with a new guy. Still have to practice safe sex,
Definitely.
okay?
I have another question, though. When you're pregnant, does that change your mood?
Oh, yes. And people do not talk enough about the impact that having an abortion have on women's moods.
You become bitchier.
Well, you get very depressed.
While we were going out, I was not even like myself. I treated him like the worst. He was really supportive.
There's two big issues. One is the biology of being pregnant and then having the pregnancy withdrawn from your body. That is a tremendous biological letdown. And also the issues of loss that women experience when they have a child removed from them. There's a lot of ambivalent feelings, a lot of connections that we can't even be consciously aware of that are broken. It is tremendously impactful on women, and women are rarely counseled and prepared for it.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'll buy that. Why don't you try rapping at this time? It's the Loveline.
No one right tonight.
Yeah. Engineer Mike, he does that, his job is to point at me so I know when to start, and he does that move. He's like a pitcher on the mound working out of his stretch, and he's got a man on first base. He eyeballs him, he looks over it, then he looks in at the catcher, then he looks back at the guy on first, and once in a while he'll just step off the mound. Just trying to make sure the guy doesn't get too big a lead on it. He does that with me. And the good one is when he raises his hand to point to me and then scratches the back of his head. That's my favorite Engineer Mike maneuver. All right, Plum out of show. Again, next week, Natalia Segula is going to be in, and then Stephen Baldwin and Tyra Banks, and, Tom Arnold.
Tom Arnold, yeah.
Too. All right, so big week planned. I want to thank the beautiful Sherry and the lovely Lisa for doing great jobs on the phone all week. Also, the lovely and spirited producer Ann for rubbing her estrogen all over the show as only she knows how. And, of course, it wouldn't be Loveline if we didn't thank the wonderful Engineer Mike, whose trials and tribulations this week could be turned into a three-part miniseries. It'd be on UPN, but nevertheless a miniseries. All right, so until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed herein are...